Hey guys, it's Rachel from freescrapbookingideasandvideos.com. Just here with a little update. I finally did get some scrapbooking done. It's been a lot of baby step painting stuff this week. But on yesterday it was pretty dreary and cold here, and I'd gotten quite a bit of painting done, so I decided to work on my scrapbooking stuff, and I did quite a few little baby steps. So the first one is I decided on some photos to print I'm going to end up skipping October's easing. I don't do that very often at all, but it just was too much this month, and so I went ahead and chose these so I can get a jump start for November's easing. So I've asked y'all to vote, and I got a sauerkraut layout vote, and then I decided to do one about a little trip we took to see the Lorax. So the first one is this one. It's all of us making sauerkraut. So this is the kiddos squeezing out the cabbage, getting the brine and everything. And I didn't really have an actual picture of the sauerkraut being made, but we had made some fermented pickles. And so I did the sauerkraut the exact same way. So I'm going to use this photo and then just explain the difference and talk about the pickles too, and kind of, because they kind of go together. They're both sort of that naturally fermented type of food and everything. So that's one layout. I think I'm also going to include with these photos some links to different website recipes that I used, and my grandmother made sauerkraut when she was growing up, and then when we were growing up, and so I have some information from her for that, so I'm going to include that. Probably not on the layout itself, but in some type of pocket or that type of thing. And then the other layout I'm going to do is this spring when we had testing, the kids and I went to see the Lorax, a sort of a fun thing after testing, and so I've actually had this layout on my mind for a long time, and this is just like a little picture of the movie screen just on my computer, like a little movie preview. And then I wanted some smaller sized photos to go with this one, because I had kind of envisioned the layout as this with the main photo and then some little smaller photos. So these have nothing to do with the Lorax, but I needed a couple other photos to go on this little collage print. So I printed these with them, and I'm just going to cut these out and use those for Rolodex little album or cards. So it's going to be this large 4x6, and then this is a photo of the book, and then an inscription that my grandmother had written in the front of the book. So this has a lot of multi-layered memories as well. Going to see the movie, and then her reading the book to us growing up, and me reading the book to my kids all the time. And so it's going to be sort of a, lots of story in that layout. So that was the first baby step. And then the second one, I've been talking about this album and these cards, and so I had done some collage prints just like this one, but with some items that I had decluttered, Fly Lady style. And so I finally I cut them up and just had them mounted, or just matted them, and I'm just going to fit them. There's quite a few there, a lot of things I decluttered, but you can see all this stuff I decluttered into a small keepsake book. So anyways, I'm going to keep these little cards, and I'm just going to put them in the pockets, and that's just going to be where they live. But the fun thing about this, if you've watched one of my other recent videos, is these are perfect little cards to take with you. You can take your journaling with you. So I'm going to put all these cards in here, and then I'm going to put this little bag, or this little album, in a little Ziploc bag, and I'm going to take it with me to Monday classes tomorrow. And while I'm waiting for my kids, I'm going to do my journaling. So it's a great way to have some time to do journaling on the go when you might otherwise just be sitting around reading or something like that. So that was another little project I did yesterday, was to cut these cards, these little collage prints apart, and mat them. So that was baby step. And then tomorrow, Lord willing, I'll get to do the journaling. That'll be a baby step, and this little album will get finished a little at a time. Another thing I did, a simple task, was to take the photos off of my off my camera and put them on my computer. So I have a little simple filing system where I I file by month. So I'll have a folder for 2012, and then within that will be for each month. And I try to keep them more or less organized. I was just telling my husband we need a better system for the pictures he takes to get in there somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. The other thing I did was make a little to-do list of tutorials that I want to do in the near future. So I made a list of ideas, and then I made a list of, here's some fun stuff, other stuff I've been doing, but made a list of ideas of tutorials I want to do, and then actually found some layouts to go with them. They're just layouts that are already featured on my website, but I wanted to focus on some different aspects of them. So I did that. That's kind of, sometimes I do things in thought process, so I had to think about that for a while. So that was kind of another fun baby step. And then the next one was this album that I've been working on about my grandmother's house. If you watch my channel, you've seen quite a bit of this. I've done most of the journaling, and then I was looking through my sometimes I keep little keepsake stuff. I don't always, sometimes it gets overwhelming and I just don't keep it all. But I had some little keepsake stuff from when we went on that trip, and so I just kind of pulled it out of that drawer and just placed it in here. So that was super simple, but at the same time it was just one of those little piddling things that I wanted to, one of those things that it's put things where they belong. So I was able to do that, and I think that's about it. But that was sort of my little accomplishments for yesterday, just kind of getting things done here and there, a little bit at a time. And I just wanted to encourage you. Sometimes it can get overwhelming if you have a lot of projects you want to do, or just a lot of fun things you want to do. I know I get that way, and sometimes I'll let the excitement overtake just the getting things done. So anyways, just here to encourage you. You can just get a little done here and there, and as you look back, you'll be amazed at the projects that do come together that way. So anyways, thanks a lot.